Sound is working. Mr. Zeke, pleasure to see you. Actually, we got a few people. See, Sakabusi, great to see you over on YouTube. I saw I got a super chat. I'm hoping that oh shit, who sent it? I'll know when I see them. Let me see if I can figure that out. Oh, but it was very exciting. I didn't know that I got a super chat, and then I looked at the end thing. Hey, Carbon, great to see you. Let me turn this down. Unclear if I'm coming through. I got a super chat for 666 for gas money from. Should not have closed that chat window. I'll have to find that. Have to look through the previous stream, I guess. Cool. Thanks for stopping by, Carbon. You agree? Let's see. Thanks, Carbon, for the rose. Tap the screen and share the live. Tell your friends. Will you tell all your friends that you've got a gun to my head? Oh, can I say that on TikTok? Sorry. Song is only wishful thinking, that's all. Looks like we've got 5 people or so over on YouTube. Hello, YouTube viewers. If you're one of them that gave me the super chat, speak up, and because I forgot who it was because I'm stupid, or I'm like bad memory. I just sort of wrote it down. What is this live supposed to be? This live is about getting real with Christians, right? Talking about reality. We're talking about touching grass. How do we ultimately know what's right or wrong? That's a difficult question. Doesn't seem to be an ultimate knowing of what's right and wrong. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Today's topic, hey Jacob, good to see you. Today's topic, Christians, it's time to get real. And I mean this in a couple of ways. First of all, you gotta face reality, right? There's no spiritual thing going on. There's no God. There's no, demons. There's no devil. All of that stuff is in your head. You have no evidence that it's real. So then the other meaning, the other way I mean it though, is like, let's talk sincerely about it. I don't want to just debate you into the ground over your horrendous beliefs. Girls Gone Godless, great to see you. Everyone follow Girls Gone Godless. And they're doing some lives lately. And what was the sorry, I got totally distracted. You need to just sincerely talk about this, how it affects your life. If you're wondering, it seems like a lot of younger people are on TikTok coming through here. We get a lot of requests up from the 20-year-olds and stuff. I'm older than that. I'm late 20s, something, somewhat like Joel. And I think that was my one of the big moments of trying to figure things out. Where am I going? What am I doing next? I'm not required to do anything at this point. I could do anything. What do I do? How do I figure that out? And I think that you shouldn't rely on faith, and you shouldn't rely on an imaginary friend. For making these kinds of decisions. Hey, Lockpicking Turtle. Good to see you again. Were you the person that gave me 666 super chat? Tucson. It was you, right? Tucson? You gave me 666? It said gas money? I didn't even see it, and I'm very sorry. But I think this is going to be a better live where I can, Yes, thank you so much. It was very kind of you. If you want to put anything in God's mouth, you can tell me what you want to put there. Right now it says, what a shark show. So you don't allow people to think and believe in religion. I am unsure how I'm stopping anyone from doing anything. You had to come here, did you not? I didn't force you to do anything. You can't refute MOA and Eucharistic miracles. MOA. What's MOA? Can you tell me what MOA is? I'm not familiar. If you're an atheist, would you hold to determinism? Yeah, I think determinism seems likely. Modal ontological argument? Is that the one that's just presupposes God exists because it's possible? So didn't have a choice? It's sort of like that. I don't know. I'm leaning into compatibilism just to not be so rigid about this belief, maybe. So that I keep thinking about it, maybe. Because it's a scary one. It's not fun to think about it. But yes, and it's true. Irrefutable. No, actually, there is a God stopper that exists in the world that kills any god that it finds, and therefore your god is dead. Compatibilism doesn't get away from determinism. No, it doesn't ultimately. I don't believe it does, but my understanding of it maybe is a little shallow too. Got somebody in the bottom that'd like to discuss with me. Let's have a good clean fight. No, I'm just kidding. Bring them up real quick. Hey,
Hello,
Sevens.
hello.
What's your age and religion?
I'm 22 and I'm Christian.
All right. How are you doing?
Pretty good, you?
Good.
All right. What is this prompt you got up?
Well, I think that it's time to get real, to like stop believing in things that aren't real, and start just interacting with reality. Because the more time we spend wasting on things that aren't real, the more it influences our decisions, what we do, how we act, and ultimately can lead to worse outcomes because they're just based on nonsense.
Are you trying to say that there is no God or there is no Christian God?
Well, I don't believe there is a God. I don't think that I'm good enough at arguing that there is no God. So I'm fine with, like I'm kind of at like a 60 sort of split on like, well, the universe could be infinite or it could be that there it was created. And then it's like, well, it could have been created and it could have been by a god. Okay, so I'm kind of like in that position. But jumping to a Christian God, I don't think that the Christian God exists at all.
So is this going based on your research or what you want to think? Like, have you done legitimate research on it, or it's just based on how you feel and what you think?
It depends on what legitimate research means, right? Like I don't know, that's very
Like
kind of loaded.
going to like going to the like highest IQ people and seeing their POV on the God, or you know,
Why would I appeal to someone with
that
why would
going,
I appeal to someone with high IQ about this?
oh, because they have a higher IQ. The scientists, even scientists, believe that there is some form of God. They just don't believe in like certain like human-made gods, but they
Oh,
believe
so
that there
can
is a
can God be tested by science?
no, God can't be
Well,
tested by
why would I
science, and I
appeal to
never
a
said he was going
scientist?
to be tested. But there's other people. But
Yes,
again,
many
have you
people
done
believe in
your
God. Many people believe in God. That's an argument from majority or maybe ad populism. Ad populum it means that you're arguing like basically like a lot of people believe it's real, and these people seem like very authoritative. And that's an argument for authority when you bring in the scientists and like these kinds of things. These are fallacious ways
okay.
of reasoning. They're not good reasons to believe it.
So I'm gonna take a step back.
Sure.
I'm gonna ask you again. Are you going based on legitimate like stuff that you like researched or your opinion?
Well, I'll try to answer as best I can. It is my opinion, I guess, that God doesn't exist, but I think it's
Okay.
based on
That's all
reason. I think it's
that's
based
all I
on
needed to know. Thank you.
there's not
No,
a.
that's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Okay, I guess you ate. That was childish. I don't know. I think I have good reason to believe it. Oh, we had another guest, but I guess they left. Um, Jacob, yeah, you can join if you just request up. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if I can bring you up. I do usually 30 minutes and then I do a quick poll. Um, Jacob must have left or something. Yeah, appealing to the IQ is not a good opening move. Um, IQ is essentially just like a test around like things that we think make somebody clever. Things that you've learned, patterns you've observed. Some of it I think is based on some sort of like how much you like actual like inferencing and how you can reason. But I don't know that it really shows anything except for that like you created a culture that has made this test and you're really good at it. Like being good at a test doesn't tell me very much. I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand Christians now. Yeah, it's rough out here. The mean streets of TikTok. So, like, I know what they were trying to do was initially to appeal to that one guy that says he has the highest IQ, right? Because what he did was, what did he do? Like, formed part of the committee, joined the committee, took the test twice. Like, it's insane. I don't know. Like, I don't care about that person very much to begin with. What have they done? Nate, what do you mean time to get real? I mean that like things like demons don't exist, the spirit world doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. It's time to like, really engage with reality, so that you can like really understand what's happening in the world. So you're not making decisions based off of feelings and like what men tell you to do. Hey Nate, how's
So
it
you
going?
said God doesn't exist. I'm good. How about you?
Oh, good. Yeah. Are you? How old are you, and what religion are you?
I'm 20 and I'm a
Awesome. Yeah. You want to talk about why I think God doesn't exist?
yeah.
Sure. I think that the Christian God doesn't exist. For one thing, his attributes are contradictory. So, like
Sorry, I got a
logically,
phone.
it doesn't
Sorry, I
work
got a
out.
phone call.
Hmm?
I got a phone call. Can you repeat? I got a phone call. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. So the Christian God doesn't exist for like a whole number of reasons. Like, do you want to do like philosophical arguing, or do you want to like? Is there any particular thing you want to know about why I don't believe it? I don't know. I don't know how to like
I
really answer it.
just some reasons, just some reasons why you don't believe in God in general.
I guess the strongest reason is that I experienced it. That I was a Christian for a good chunk of my life, and the same verses that I read then that I believed had meaning, I now look at them and see the real words that are on the page and how they don't work in reality. And so things where
Like
Jesus
what?
says that you can do anything when you ask for that in his name, but you have to like make a lot of your own reasons as to why that doesn't work, right? But when you read the
Can you give me an
actual
example?
verses, that is the example when Jesus said that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mute you. Jeez. I invited you to unmute. I'm sorry about that. That was not intentional.
No, you're fine.
You've been very fine. I can bring up the
No, you're
verse
fine. I
though.
was just gonna. I know the verse is. It said he says, "If you ask anything in my name, I'll do it for you." It's in
Yeah,
John 14.
yeah. Here it is. You got it exactly. So like, I don't know why I should believe in Jesus when he says this, and it just doesn't work.
It does work. Maybe just not when you want it to.
Right. So
This doesn't happen instantly.
yeah. So like, that doesn't make any sense to believe, right? That just means that
It does.
when things seem like they work out, I believe it worked. When they don't work out, I guess God didn't want to do it, or he's waiting, or there's some other excuse. But it's never like it never works in like this miraculous way. It never actually works. You don't actually do greater works than Jesus.
No, see, when he was saying that, it was in quantity. We're gonna do greater works in quantity, not quality. If that
No,
makes
no, no,
sense.
no, no. That's not what he said. Because he said up here, "Do not believe the words that I say to you are not my own, but the Father dwells and believe me." Do you believe because of
It's
the
a little
works?
earlier.
Believe because of the works themselves. Yeah, doesn't he talk about the actual kinds of works?
You do. He says you do greater works than I have done. Talking about in quality, not in quantity. I mean, he's talking about in quality, not
Why should I
quality.
believe that it's in quantity? What?
Because he was one singular. He was singular, and we're multiple when we had the Holy Spirit in us. We're gonna be able to go to multiple people and baptize them in His name, and we're gonna be able to go to multiple nations. We're gonna be multiplied when it's just Jesus Himself.
So when he says believe because of the works themselves, he's talking about the quantity here or the quality of the miracles?
Believe. Can you go up a little bit?
Yeah. Believe
Believe
me
me
that
that
I am
I
in
am
the
in the
Father.
Father, and the Father is in me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, believe I'm the Father and the Father's in me. But if you do not, then believe because of the works themselves. I think he's talking about the miracles, right?
Yeah.
So very truly, I tell you, the one who
Believe in the
believes in
miracles
me
that He
will
has
also
done.
do the works that I do. So the miracles that he does, right? Also do those.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, will do greater works than these. And you refers to like some sort of larger amount, not like more miraculous.
Yeah, not more miraculous, just a larger amount.
I wonder how we can find out what this means in the Greek, right? Do you think that would
Go
be
to the Hebrew.
well, this would be in the
Yeah,
this
you
would
have
be
it
in
on
the
the.
Greek, right?
I can go to it also. Yeah, I can go. Yeah, I was just saying it has up on the top right. It says Hebrew for you. It's John 14.
Hebrew.
No, it's not John 14. It's John 12, I think. Am I right on that? John 12?
It was John
No,
14. Yeah,
14.
John 14. I'm not sure if without
John
paying that I
14.
can do the. This option is free in some passages of NIV.
Go on
Interesting.
the Blue Letter Bible. You can go into the Greek. John 14, what?
One,
For now,
where
here.
did it go?
I found it was me.
John 14. I want to say 15 or something.
No, 15 says, "If you love me, you keep my commands."
The works, greater works than these. Let's see here. Tools. What do we do here?
And it just pulls up.
Can't see this very well. 1 second. Say unto you, believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than. Greater. Okay, greater occurs 77 times in 72 verses in the KJV. Wait, hold on. Where's NRSV? Did they have NRSVUE or anything like that? KJV, NIV, I guess. What's the next best thing? Whatever. I mean, it's still the same word,
I
right?
go to I use the ESV.
ESV,
I think
I'll
that's the
take
best
it, whatever.
translation. I think it's the best translation.
Okay, so here's where greater appears. Greater here means like bigger, looks like. How do I figure out the actual...
The Greek, you just hit tools, and then it'll pull up the Greek. And the Greek's going to be on the right.
Tricky thing, get out of here. Strong's
G 3173. Megas.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. Okay, works greater than, code, adjective, accusative plural,
Plural.
Greek verb, simplified Greek. How do I see, like, what is the definition? Do I go to Strong's? Is that Strong's is just like a part of speech, including prolonged forms. Great, loud, of the external form or sensible appearance of things or of persons, in particular of space and dimensions, like mass, weight, great. Of number and quantity, numerous, large, abundant. Okay, so it could be of the way that you're speaking to.
Yes.
Use of intensity
So
and its degrees. So it could be the way that I'm speaking to. Okay, so why don't we see the amount of the same works that Jesus did, just more widespread? Like, that's your argument, right? That we should be seeing
we
all
do.
the
We
Christians.
see it in the Acts. We see it in the book of Acts.
I'm sorry, no, I mean, do you remember the I'm sorry, the Bible's covering this, so maybe your object permanence left. It's time to get real. Acts isn't real.
Okay, let's just forget the Bible's not real. But do you believe? I believe the Bible's real, but I'll talk about that in a second. You said that God doesn't exist. Where do you ground your morality from?
I just do whatever I feel like doing.
What do you mean?
I've never thought about this very much, so I just do whatever feels good.
What's your epistemic deficit? You do whatever feels good.
I just do what feels good.
So it's subjective.
Like partyologist? Is that a thing?
I don't know what that is.
I party all the time. So yeah, I'm subjective. Are you subjectivist?
No, I'm a objective morality.
Objective morality? How do I find that? Because I've been looking.
It's written on our hearts, and I know what that objective morality is, because you would agree that unaliving is wrong.
Well, actually, you shouldn't assume that somebody knows what something is and then continue by defining something else. So objective means stance independent, and subjective means stance dependent. So my stance is dependent on me, right? I do believe that murder is wrong, but that is dependent on my mind. Can you show me something that's not dependent on a mind or a book or another person to tell me why it is wrong?
Can you repeat that? You kind of cut out.
Damn, I've been having lots of audio problems with TikTok lately. Okay, so subjective means stance dependent. Objective means stance independent. Can you show me Stance independent morals. Why is murder wrong independent of anyone's stance?
Wrong in anybody's stance. It's wrong. One, because we know. Well, I know because of religious reasons, and we also know because of how it affects other people.
So you're just appealing straight to religion and how it affects other people. So that's a stance, right?
Yeah,
Both of those, I think, are subjective reasons.
religion's basic objective.
Religion is not objective.
Yeah, it is in my worldview.
Well,
Who are you to tell me I'm wrong?
That's
It's
why you're
subjective.
not in reality. Do you think things
You
that are
see what
not
I'm
true?
saying?
No, I'm
Do you
just
see,
showing you.
you
I'm
see
showing
how
you.
that's like?
No, do you understand? When you say things that aren't true, and I say this is actually the truth, you just say, "Well, you just don't like it." It's like, okay, show me why I'm wrong.
Okay, so why can we tell anybody how can we tell anybody they're wrong for what they're doing?
Got to reason with them. It's the way we've been doing it since the beginning of our existence. You just reason with people.
So if someone wants to kill somebody,
Mhm.
how can we tell them that they're wrong for it?
You reason with them. If they won't be reasonable, there's not much you can do. You have to defend
What is
yourself. You have
reason?
to restrict them. What is
What is
reason?
reason?
Working through
Yeah.
the issue that they're trying to resolve and figuring out like an actual resolution that's not violent. That'd be a reasonable way to handle that.
But who are you to tell them they're wrong for that? That's what they want to do.
Yeah, we just look at it logically, right? First, we'd have to establish, do we both want the same outcomes, right? If their outcome that they want is violence and their outcome that they want is harm, it's just antithetical to my outcomes. So my stance dependent reason is that we shouldn't harm people. I think it's bad for people. It's bad for society. We can get deeper into that. I think it's kind of self-evident. And then
According to who is it bad?
according to me, but we can get into it if you'd like.
Yeah, that's subjective.
I know. I said all morality is subjective. Your morality is subjective. You haven't shown me anything objective about it.
Objective that everybody knows that murder is wrong.
Why does murder
Everybody
occur?
knows that stealing is wrong.
Why does stealing
Huh?
occur?
Why stealing occurs as a sin?
So people are not in control of their actions?
They are.
So if they know that that's wrong, why would they do a bad action? Like, why would you do it?
Because of free will.
So they're not in control of their actions. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean by because of free will? Why would somebody sin purposefully? Why would somebody do these bad things purposefully if you think that we can control our actions? I try hard not to murder, steal, those kinds of things, right? Ethical framework as to like, I don't want to harm other people. I don't want them to harm me. And so I try to just kind of live in that space. So why do you think other people don't do the same thing? I think you do this as well. You just root it in like, I have a verse that says something. I have a verse that or a church person that said this. But that doesn't mean that like, it doesn't mean it's special.
No, I go by the ultimate word of God. I wasn't always Christian, I just became like this recently. But I always knew that murder was wrong. I was a Christian. I always knew that, grape was wrong. I always knew that stealing was wrong, but I didn't have a justification for it. I just knew it was wrong. So then when I started looking into God and who God is, and I find out that he had written on my heart before I was even born. And I realized, so this is why it's wrong, because God said it was wrong.
Doesn't it seem more likely that like evolution brought us these instincts that in these ways? Why doesn't that seem more likely?
Because if you think about it, evolution, if the man evolved faster than the female in another continent, then we probably wouldn't even be here. It's by chance
that's a
that
severe
that
misunderstanding of evolution. So I don't know that we should even touch into this because that's so severely misunderstanding how evolution works. The genders
what type of
didn't evolve
evolution you're talking about.
separately, right? It started with like some creature as with like eggs and stuff, and then eventually evolved, and then it like probably was like maybe it was single sex or it was by is it dipolar sex or whatever, when it was like less evolved, but it wasn't like a fully formed person was there one day. It didn't like come out of an egg like an alien or something. It's like a long millions of year process for these things to happen. So this argument that like, well, if the man came first, that doesn't make any sense to say it. It's just such a severe misunderstanding of this that like I don't know. You're so disconnected from reality. You've ceased learning.
I'm disconnected from reality.
Oh yeah, of course. You've
How
decided
can
to
you
become a
assume?
Christian. How long have you been a Christian?
Going on 3 years.
Damn. It rewires your brain into thinking nonsense.
No, it transforms your brain to believing the one true God.
I was a Christian for a couple decades.
Was you?
Mhm.
Like, what do you mean by you was a Christian? Like, you played Christian, or like
I think that
what do you mean?
at the time, I felt very strongly it was true. Looking at my behavior, I can see a lot of like weird cognitive dissonance where I'm like, but like when I was a Christian, no, I was praying. I was, I wasn't speaking in tongues, but I believed that it worked. I was.
What do you mean by speaking in tongues? You spoke a different language?
No, I didn't speak in tongues because I didn't fake it hard enough. Right? Like the
Do
I
you know what speaking in tongues is?
yeah, paradol. It's not pareidolia. What's the word?
Pentecostal.
Glossolalia. Yeah, it's a made up thing that people do, right? It's not real.
No. Speaking in tongues is real. It's not what you think it is, though.
Oh,
It's not people going, oh, it's not that.
yeah, I know. I know there's a couple of different interpretations of it, right? There's the interpretation
No,
my
there's
church
one.
used.
There's one
No, there's
interpretation.
not one interpretation. You're fucking stupid.
There is.
No, you think that I think the wrong thing. I'm not a Christian anymore. Stop telling me what I think. I know more about this, obviously. Come the fuck on. Oh my god.
Then explain to me what you think speaking in tongues is.
So speaking in tongues is an activity where you get in kind of like a trance, and you just kind of like let your mind do whatever it wants. You let your tongue do whatever it wants, and you end up just kind of saying stuff. Now in the Bible,
No.
it talks. Do you want to let me finish explaining what it is? I just told you what it literally is. It's just like rambling. It's not real. It doesn't do anything. It's not
It's
spiritual.
not that it is, though.
It's not spiritual. It's not real. What you think it
You're
is.
just not understanding what it is.
Nate, thank you. I'm sorry. I forgot. When you asked me what it was, you meant, can I tell you what it is? So please, tell me what it really is.
Speaking in tongues is just speaking another language, understand by the influence of the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. And it's wrong to not have a translator, right? At the time. You need.
Yeah.
Exactly. I understand what you believe. You fucking brain dead moron. It's so frustrating that you're so arrogant. You said exactly what I was about to say, but you won't shut up long enough for me to say it. But it's also not true. If it were that specific, right? If people could speak in tongues, we would hear about this. This would be a thing that was happening. It's not happening.
In the United States, probably not, no.
Or just anywhere that people can record things, anywhere that people can document things. It just, it's mysteriously never happens where people can reliably reproduce it.
I've heard it happen in Africa.
I know. I went to a conference once where I heard someone had their limb grow back. Insane, right? So these things aren't real. They don't happen. You need evidence. You shouldn't believe whatever you hear. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I don't go based. I have evidence faith, not blind faith.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that. What's the evidence?
The Bible itself.
Oh, no. Oh, we're back to the Bible itself. Okay. What do you want to show me in the Bible that's evidence of any of this being true?
How it was written and how it still holds up to the...
Let's start with how it was written. How was it written?
It was written over a span of 2,000 years, over 40 different transcribers on 3 different continents. They spoke 3 different languages, Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek. And they tell a simultaneous story about Jesus of Nazareth, who's going to come and die for our sins.
Okay, so most of that doesn't matter. Most of that is not impressive. It's just it's a series of things that are sort of true, but they're not like interesting things. So I don't understand why you think it's like such an amazing like this statement about it is something to be like. Do you think it's divine? I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's prophecies.
What
It's
prophecy?
predicting the future. Yeah.
Yeah. So what prophecies?
Like in Psalms 23, you know, how it says, Father, forgive me. What is it? Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm plugging my computer up.
Cool.
But
Cool.
Psalms 23.
Hey, sorry, I
it's-
kind of like I think I called you a name earlier about that. It's very rude of me.
You said what?
I called you a name earlier and it was very
What'd
rude
you
of
say?
me. So sorry.
I don't mind it. I mean, I understand.
Oh, but it's not fair.
I was being arrogant. I was being arrogant and prideful. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that. That's more of what I should have done. I should have called you out for the behavior and not made it like a slur against you. You're fine. You're not dumb or
You
whatever.
good?
So,
Oh, I should check myself. But let me open my Bible right quick and find it.
cool.
It's
Psalm
Psalm
3. Bible Gateway. Psalms. It's a thing I'm working on. Is being more patient. Oh, I need to go.
me and you both.
So, Psalms 23 is a Psalm of David. Psalms are like poems, right? Like poetry?
Yes, it's like poetry. The Bible
Right.
is written with poetry, with novels, and with history.
So, why would I expect poetry to have a prophecy inside of it?
What do you mean?
So, like, what do you take a prophecy to be?
Retelling the future.
Okay, so I agree. I think it's specifically something that will take place in the future, so it has to be in future tense. It has to be given by God. This is a word from the Lord, or else it's not a real prophecy. And then I think there's a third thing. Let's see. Tells the future, given by God, and comes true. So I think those three things, it has to be, I would say it has to have a time frame. So maybe the comes true
Oh,
thing
it's
is
Psalms
obvious.
22. My bad. Psalms
Oh,
22.
Psalms 22.
Psalms 22. My fault.
Okay.
My
So let's see. Does this talk about
It's the
something in the
opening of it.
future tense? Does it have a
Yep.
time frame? And does it say it comes from God? So just the thing that
It's
Jesus quoted, is that why we're why it's a prophecy? Because Jesus said
Yeah.
it?
I mean, I can go to a different one if you want me to.
Well, hold on. Why do you think Jesus was not familiar with the Old Testament?
He was.
So this is why this is like really unconvincing. For one thing, he just said a thing, right? And then the New Testament says
Yeah.
something like, and this fulfills what was said in the Psalms, where it's like it does this over and over. It's not prophecy because it says it's prophecy. It doesn't do any of those things, right?
Yeah.
It's not in the future. It says it's from God. It says
I give that to you. I'll grant. I 100% understand that.
Cool.
But
Next
can we go to Zechariah 9:9? Zechariah 9:9.
Zechariah, there it is. Zechariah 9:9. I'm not very familiar with this. Let's see what it says.
It says, "Rejoice greatly, daughter O Zion. Shout in triumph, daughter Jerusalem. Look, your king is coming to you. He is righteousness and victorious, humble and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the folly of a donkey. I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim." Oh, well, we just need just verse 9. And then
Okay.
let me go.
So wait, so let's talk about this some more.
Yeah.
Because it says
that talked about what's happening in that
it says
timeline.
things here that Jesus doesn't do, and just riding on a donkey
Whoa.
does not really do much. Doesn't he in fact tell someone to?
What happened?
Okay, so it says your king
keep
comes
cutting
to
out.
you. So I guess that's a metaphorical king or king and not a real king. Triumphant and victorious is he. I'm not sure what he was triumphant and victorious about. I don't recall him being that ever.
Over death. Trump over death. He's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
Is the donkey part after the death? Isn't it way before?
No, this is before death.
Right. So what?
But he
comes to you triumphant and victorious on the donkey. So he would have to be. It would have to be at that point. This is an image of somebody coming in after a victory. Jesus came on 2 donkeys because he doesn't understand what this is saying. He will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem. Did that happen? The battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall command peace to the nations. Has there been peace to the nations? His dominion shall be from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. Like, none of this stuff happened.
It did happen.
When did it happen?
In Matthew 21.
Oh, okay. So, did it stop happening?
What do you mean it did stop happening?
When did he do these things? Cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem. Battle bow shall be cut off. He shall command peace to the nations. He's talking about no more war. Right?
Let me look at that. Let me go back to it. That's way too far. Like,
Jesus came on
No,
one
that's also-
donkey. The Greek is very clear on that. Okay, well, Jesus
Yeah.
may have come on one donkey, but I think him like stealing the donkey so that he can fulfill the word of this prophecy and not the other parts, it's not convincing.
the whole war thing hasn't happened yet. Everything, all the war stopping.
Right. So like in this prophecy, parts of it happened, and the donkey is the only thing that specifically just this word is the only part of this entire thing that has happened, and you think that means he is the Messiah. If I rode on a donkey, would I fulfill this prophecy?
No, because you also it's not prophesied about you.
It's not prophesied about Jesus either.
It is.
Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that? Because he fulfilled it.
In what
And
way?
a Jewish writer confirmed it.
What are you talking about?
Matthew, he's a Jewish writer.
What do you mean it's fulfilled?
That he fulfilled that prophecy.
Explain what fulfilling the prophecy means.
That means he did it. Like God said it's going to happen, and then it happened.
What is it?
The prophecy that he was going to come,
Holy
the king
shit, dude.
was going to come.
Okay, you are either very stupid or you're being deliberately obtuse. You cannot say the prophecy is it, and I ask what's it, and you say the prophecy. What did he fulfill?
He fulfilled being the king, coming, and he's righteous.
What does that mean?
Victorious
What
over
does it
death.
mean? What does it mean to fulfill being the king?
What does it mean to be called the king?
You said that he was king. What does it mean to be the king? Is it just a title that people call you?
It's a title that was bestowed upon him
By
by God.
and the throne of David?
Yep.
So he sat on the throne of David.
He is from David.
But he was a king that sat on the throne of David?
Yeah.
It's almost been 30 minutes, so I'm going to do a quick poll. After 30 minutes, we usually do a poll to see if we want to go to the next guest or keep this one. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. Go ahead and vote happy face if you'd like to keep hearing from Nate. Is it Nate, I think? And sad face if you'd like to move to next guest. Yeah, it's Nate. Okay.
I can also go to Isaiah 9.
Isaiah
If you want
9.
another prophecy.
Okay. 1 sec. Isaiah No gloom for those who are in anguish. In the former time he brought into contempt the land of Zebulun, and the land of Naphtali. But in the latter time he will make glorious the way to the sea, the way of the sea, the land beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the nations. People walk to darkness have seen a great light. Multiplied exaltation, increase the soil.
You can go to verse 6.
For a child has been born for us, a son given to us, authority rests upon his shoulders. He is named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Great will be his authority, and there shall be endless peace for the throne of David and his kingdom. He will establish and uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time onward and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. What about this is unique? Split really evenly, 4-4. I think ties go to the challenger or whatever, so you can stay if you'd like.
Let's go to the challenger.
So yeah, people seem to be on the sorry YouTube that you didn't get to vote. I think YouTube would have swayed it. So what about this is prophetic about Jesus specifically?
For a child to be born to us, you know how Jesus was born.
That he was a child.
Yeah, he was.
Like all people are born.
Yeah.
You consider this to be
He was,
something prophetic?
Yeah, because he came from the lineage of David also.
So it's prophetic that people that exist may continue to have children.
No.
What does it mean then?
Let me give you a better prophecy. It's in Isaiah also. It's the same. It's same. It's 2 chapters before. In 14.
Looks like I can make polls on YouTube as well. So give me a poll. We've got it's totally okay. What the verse you just gave me? Sorry.
7:14 Isaiah.
Isaiah 7:14.
Yep.
Therefore the Lord himself will give you. Look, the young woman is with child and shall bear a son and shall name him Emmanuel. Oh, Jesus famously called Emmanuel when he was born. No, wait. His name was Jesus. Why would this be about Jesus?
God with us.
Oh, because somebody says the words?
No, when you go to Matthew.
Mm-hmm. What does it say? I don't want to go there. It's too much. So do you just know what it says? Because it just says...
I got you.
I mean, it's literally just totally says it'll name him, and he's not named that.
That's one of his names.
Okay. The YouTube poll...
Jesus has multiple names.
Everyone's got multiple names. When does it end? 1 minute ago. I think it ended. Okay, 100% to Trump. I think... Nate, it's been nice talking to you.
He was named... Alrighty.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Well, we take a quick 30-second break. Tap the screen. Share the live. Tell your friends. Oh, I need a rhyme on this. Tap the screen. Share the live. Tell your friends. Stay alive. You get a high five. Black Thunder is next. Come up. Hello. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Cool. What do you want to talk about?
I just thought I'd, come in here briefly. And I believe that guy meant well, but he just did horrible explanations,
I mean, yeah.
If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, maybe. He knew
I mean, if you don't,
he knew a few
and
prophecies, which is more than some people.
Yeah. If you don't mind, this is not me trying to convince you to believe us or any of it, but just more just give a better explanation. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And whether or not if you believe it, that's really up to you. I'm not gonna force that on you.
Well, it's actually up to the evidence, I think. I think that evidence is what convinces people.
Oh, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is just more on the way explaining things. Like, for example, and you might actually take this because a Catholic priest actually explained some of these pretty well, actually. For example, like the donkey stuff you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
or some of these other stuff that sound like future events. See, the idea is that prophecy is more like this. Think of it this way: you take something from the past as a way to explain the future. You know what I'm saying? See,
Sort of.
that's
It's
see
kind of like
what's
it's kind of like drawing the arrow.
like for example, in the book of Revelation, it's commonly believed and interpreted that what John was using was basically recognizing that it was using something that the book of Daniel was using. For example, the book of Daniel was using images and symbolism to describe the events that were going on at that time. So it's the same method here. See, depending on how you actually look at prophecy, depends on either you're looking at it hyper literalistically or metaphorically or symbolically. You know what I'm saying?
I sort of do. I think it's more that like most prophecies just don't seem like prophecies. Like they seem like word association.
Right. That's because a lot of times prophecy tends to use metaphors and imagery that to describe. Like for example, some of these are not meant to be taken literally. Like for example, in Revelation, for example, like that talks about a harlot. You know,
Well,
but
Revelation's
the thing is, the
apocalyptic
harlot.
Revelation is specifically
Exactly.
apocalyptic prophecy. But like when we're talking about prophecy, though, I understand there are metaphors and stuff used in prophecies, but I'm talking about like how do you know when you even should use a metaphor? Is a donkey a metaphor?
Actually, again, like it depends on what you're saying, because in the Gospels, Jesus does ride on a donkey, which yes, that does fulfill prophecy. So in
How
some
does it
cases,
fulfill
you could
prophecy?
say that was. How does it fulfill prophecy?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the prophets, they were given this vision, they were given visions and word from the Lord, and not to mention the Lord himself came down as a man. Now, while it's true he didn't come down as a king with a throne, however, those prophecies that talked about him coming as a king, that was actually in reference to his second coming, because the Jews at that time had a different understanding of what the Messiah or who the Messiah would be, because they were expecting this militant leader to show up and deliver them from Rome.
Why were
But
they
when you
expecting that?
when you read the Gospels, because that's the understanding they had at that time.
Because
Because
it's what the book
some of them
says
took it very
specifically.
literal.
Because the book specifically.
It's because that's how they. It's because that's how men interpret it as.
It's
Because
the
they
book.
took it
Why
very
would they
very
interpret
literally.
it that way? Yes, because it's what the book says specifically. So here's the thing, right? The New Testament later, you know, even Jewish people, even between the time of the Old Testament and New Testament, they were writing things, and they were doing these things. They were interpreting and changing stuff, right? Making it fit their vision of whatever it means. So like before
Yeah,
Sheol
and
didn't
that's yeah exactly.
Sheol didn't
That's
have the Abraham's bosom, and then Sheol got it, and then it became heaven and hell. So all of this is
see
just
that was
reinterpreting
like
and whatever you make it feel like. But if you read the actual words in the book, all he did was sit on a donkey. He wasn't a king. He didn't cut off the chariot from Ephraim, from the war horse from Jerusalem. He didn't do any of this stuff. There's no peace.
that's because one they had that interpretation, because these were meant to be spiritual.
Why?
For example,
Why would I trust? Why would I
because
take them
like
to
I
be
said,
spiritual? That's not what. It doesn't say in a spiritual
you know
sense. It
what,
doesn't say, is the donkey spiritual? Why isn't the donkey spiritual?
that's because one, they didn't have the full revelation, because prophets had a sense of it, because it wasn't revealed fully to them yet.
Are you a prophet?
Because there's a specific time. No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay. But like, you think that because it was written about later, and he says that he rode on a donkey, that those people were also correct. So when this thing was written, God was like, eventually I'll send a that'll make people take this thing that doesn't mean this and just say, actually, it did happen.
Depends on what.
I'm asking why anyone would believe this.
One, it takes faith, and two, do you know why the Pharisees wanted to persecute Jesus?
Because he seemed to be trying to overthrow, possibly starting some kind of insurrection.
It was because the Pharisees.
Oh, the Pharisees specifically?
They
They were mad about him.
They had an idea.
They were mad about him
because
about him
they were
teaching
mad
the
at him.
law and not and like talking down to them, right? They didn't like that he was like coming in and
You,
bossing them around.
you see, it was because one, yes, they did know the law, but is they thought their interpretation of the law was correct. When Jesus came to correct them, that's why they didn't recognize him as the Messiah. Because if you read in the Gospels as well, he reads a scroll, Isaiah, that's about the Messiah specifically. The thing is, that's because, like I said earlier,
Doesn't
it's
he get that
because they had a
wrong?
different understanding of who they thought the Messiah would be.
I think he gets
So
that
when they
wrong,
saw
doesn't he?
Jesus quote from it,
Jesus scroll Isaiah. Isn't that wrong?
that's
Discrepancies between Jesus' reading in Luke from the Isaiah scroll and modern Hebrew text, particularly concerning words like recovering of sight to the blind, present in Luke's Greek but absent in some Isaiah Hebrew texts, and oppressed versus prisoners, suggesting different textual traditions like the Greek Septuagint, or slight variations, additions by scribes, rather than deliberate errors, highlighting dynamic textual transmission, not a static text. So it sounds like Jesus was quoting, in Luke, he's trying to quote Isaiah, but he slightly wrong because he only had access to the Septuagint.
that's just more of a hood of transliteration and translation. It's not the message itself. Because
So,
for
like, the
example,
all-powerful God
there's
didn't
plenty
know
of
what he
errors.
wrote. The all-powerful God didn't know what he wrote.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's saying that's just mainly the error of man. You know,
In what
not
sense?
God himself.
Which part of it?
For
Which part of
example,
it is the error? Which part of
if you
this
let me finish,
divine text is the error,
if you let me
though?
finish,
You didn't
let me
explain.
finish, and I'm
You can
trying to
finish
explain to you.
by answering what I asked you. This new question. Which part of it is the error?
All right. In that one,
Yeah, so Jesus quotes from Isaiah, but he misquotes it. So where's the error happening? Which part of this chain?
he's reading from the scroll, right?
Sure.
Okay, what language is it in?
Probably in Greek.
Most likely he was reading from the Hebrew.
Why should we believe
At that
that?
time, yes, it's true. It's true that the Jews at the time were Hellenized. It did speak Greek, but whenever they spoke in the synagogues, they mostly spoke from Hebrew.
Right. So you'd
So it's more
expect
likely
you would expect that Jesus would know the Hebrew. Right? He reads the passage from the Greek.
he does. He does because he was a practicing Jew. So of course he learned how to speak Hebrew and Aramaic
So he reads
and
the
Greek
misquote
as
thing
well.
in the Greek. That's wrong, right? The Greek one comes later. It's not in the original. So it's a mistranslation of some kind there.
The Greek said
Is that right?
some in the Greek. Hang on. Yes, it's true. Well, there are some variations within the Greek Septuagint that don't translate well or transliterate very well. Sometimes they do add some additions in order to try to explain some things, and fill the gaps. Because while it's true that the Greek Septuagint isn't a perfect translation, nobody is saying it's infallible. It's just what it is, a translation. Because, for example, like the Latin Vulgate is a translation of the Greek New Testament as well, and even that has a few errors in it. That's only because that's the error of man, not the error of God himself, because that just shows humans are feeble and
Why
they're
would we
fallible.
expect that God would not be able to transmit this erroneously?
Because it's free will.
So the errors are happening because they want to mess it up?
Sure, probably. It's called free will for a reason.
Okay.
Like, God's not going to force somebody
So
to
how do
do
we know
exactly
that
what he
any
tells
of it
them
is
to do.
true? How do you know that any of it is true?
All right. Have you ever considered looking at some outside of the Bible, like maybe Roman
Yes.
writings and stuff?
Yes. What do you have for that?
Well, I don't exactly remember all the names because some of them are just hard to pronounce. Like, for example, Josephus, who not Roman, but he is Jewish, and he has written about Jesus. And we also have some Roman writings that do talk about Pontius Pilate, who existed. And
So my
we also
understanding
have
of
some archaeological
Josephus,
evidence as well.
my understanding of Josephus is it's interesting you pointed out that he was a Jewish historian because if he thought that Jesus were the Christ, then he would have probably converted, I would imagine. But from what
If he did recognize him as that.
Exactly. So it doesn't seem like good evidence to me that I should recognize him as that. He may have mentioned. I think this is correct me if I'm wrong. I might be thinking of Tacitus, but I think Josephus is the one where it's like there's the earliest works that we have of his say Christians, and it's unclear whether or not that was then later changed to Christian, and that Christian in a different group.
Yeah,
But
because
even if
originally the
we
term Christian, originally the word Christian meant as a mockery to the followers of Christ. It
well,
was
it does say
often
that in the
spewed
Bible,
by
but I'm
Romans
talking
and
about I'm
Jews.
talking Christian, like it has different words. That's
Okay.
Tacitus. Thank you, Ranger. Sorry, it's Tacitus. I get them mixed up. Josephus
Yeah, yeah.
is he the one that's just straight up interpolated? Like it's just we don't believe that it was originally in his writings. I don't know. Somebody might know. But these are the problems that we have with these things. And then even if we grant them, most of them, I think there's one that like says very specifically things about Jesus, but I think that's interpolated. That the scribe they think that it's not the original. It's been added in. So
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think
It
these
is true that
outside
some
sources
writings.
these outside sources seem very weak. Like I would expect that the Son of God would have written something himself, perhaps, or maybe the Gospels would have actually
I
been
mean, there is
attributed
the
to people when
Agrippa,
they.
if you ever heard of that.
There's what?
There is the Agrippa, if you ever heard of it.
No, I haven't. Is that something that Jesus wrote?
It's basically a collection of the words Jesus said. Now, I'm not affirming that it's true or not.
So like a
I
sayings
don't claim
gospel.
that it's true or not.
So it's like a sayings gospel where like, it's probably
think of
just,
it
is it is
like
it
I said.
is
Like
it
I said,
is it before Mark, the earliest gospel,
it's like I said. It's
or Marcion?
allegedly the things he said. I
Right.
never claimed it as
Well, all of the
real thing.
gospels have things that he allegedly said. If Jesus didn't write it and it's not attributed to him, then I'm not sure what we're even talking about.
Did George Washington write anything when he went to the Delaware?
I don't really know much about George Washington. Do you think we have better evidence for George Washington if I try to look up George Washington evidence?
Have you? Yeah, I can ask the same question. Do we have evidence George Washington even existed?
I think that we have his teeth, don't we?
But that don't really mean anything. I can make the same thing. Like for example, I can say that we nailed from the cross.
So we have his
crucified,
own
but you could probably
writings.
dismiss
We
it.
have letters and diaries. We have contemporary accounts of other people, contemporary letter biographies, portraits, news, physical artifacts, Mount Vernon, dentures, belongings, undeniable historical impact of the American Revolution. It seems like George Washington's a really bad example.
The thing is that in the ancient
Socrates
world,
or something.
and the thing is, in the ancient world, a lot of people, who were big leaders, didn't write anything down. It was mostly just their subordinates that wrote everything down, not the person in question.
So, why didn't his subordinates write anything down?
I was talking about Jesus. His disciples wrote things down.
No, what did they write?
Now, while it's true that they wrote down his and
Where can I find
how
those?
and how he fulfilled many promises.
Where can I find
You
those?
can look at the Gospels themselves.
Those
the
aren't written.
Gospels.
We don't know who wrote those.
That's because that's what fathers for.
Oh, more claims.
Really, look up the church fathers. Look up
Why should I believe?
Polycarp.
Why should I believe? Why should I believe that? Before I look it up, why should I believe that that this chain of
All right.
church fathering is enough evidence?
All right. Because many of the church fathers actually knew who the apostles were and learned a lot from them, and even made writings of them as well, and even affirming what we already believe in. For example, how we got to the Gospel of John. For example, Polycarp and Ignatius were both students of John the Apostle, so they got it from there. And because a lot of it was spoken orally first.
So
Then it was written
Polycarp born
down.
in 69 AD.
Yeah.
Why should I believe that he knew? What? Why would he would be old by the time? I don't think anyone would be alive from Jesus' time when Polycarp was old enough to know them.
Again, you gotta look into it yourself. Look up Ignatius.
What are we doing right now? What do you think we're doing right now? When you say look it into, what do you think we're doing?
I ain't trying to. Like I
No, I
said,
know,
I'm not
because
trying to convince you.
It's
I'm just
because it
telling you.
bottoms out. It's because it's not real. You can't convince
Okay, and
people
where do you
because
come
it's
to
not
this
real. There's no
conclusion?
evidence for this.
Never said I was trying to convince you.
I never said you were. I never said you were either. I'm saying that you can't.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to.
I
I
understand.
wasn't trying to.
I know.
I was just giving you an explanation of what we actually believe in. That's all.
So, do you think that I actually don't understand?
I never said you didn't. I think you're quite intelligent.
No, I know, but you think that I
I
don't
think
know
you're.
what you believe in already.
No, I never said you didn't know what we believe in.
So you just wanted to run your mouth.
Not
So there
saying
was
that at
like
all.
no reason to do this.
No, I just wanted to explain what we actually believe in because that one guy just did
Why?
terribly.
Okay, just because. So like no real reason. You just wanted to like flaunt your own knowledge. I'm not clear why you're here. If you don't want to try to convince people and you don't think that we don't know what this already is,
Because that
why
would
are
be
you here?
proselytization. That would be proselytization if I did.
Okay.
If I tried so hard to, that wouldn't be loving. That would be just pushing things.
No, but doesn't First Peter 3:15 say that you should be ready to defend your faith and for the hope that you have?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And so
and that's what I'm
when
doing.
it bottoms out and you say, I'm not here to convince you, that's not defending your faith. That's telling me you don't know how.
No, that's being patient.
Oh, being patient. For what? Seeds?
Patient with you.
Is it for
Patient
the
with
s-
everybody.
Is it for the seeds? Do you think you're planting seeds?
Yeah, if you want it, maybe. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I'm looking for
I
like
ain't trying
good
to make you
evidence to
believe.
believe this nonsense, and I don't understand. You're not providing any evidence. You're
Okay.
just telling me what you.
Have you considered maybe looking at some archaeology?
Mm-hmm. What should I look up?
Like for example, the tomb of James, and
Let's
and
see. Tomb of James.
and where the other.
What would Tomb of James tell me?
There's some other ones out there too, but I just don't know where it's at. And
Do you mean like the ossuary?
I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was called. It was I forgot what it was and where it was. It was some stone that had King David's name on it, but I forgot where it was.
I have heard about that. Yeah, I think we do have a stone that seems to show that King David was a real person.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm saying, even if you don't believe the Bible is real, there are some elements you can believe actually happened, you know.
Well, sort
You know what
of,
I'm saying?
right? We didn't know if King David was real until we confirmed it extra biblically. So we can't really take the Bible to be
Yeah,
real
right.
until we confirm it extra biblically, and that's the problem. The miracles cannot be real because they'll never be confirmed extra biblically. They don't exist. It's not real.
Have you ever looked into the miracles of the Eucharist?
Nope.
Yeah, look up
Miracles?
look up this one miracle of Eucharist where it actually bled, and tested some of it.
I have looked into this one. I remember this one. Bleeding. It's like total bunk. Events where a consecrated communion
How so?
host visibly turns into human flesh and blood. This is like the idea of it. Key examples.
Now, of course,
Do you want to, like, is there a specific one that I can look for? Because it looks like there's a bunch of them.
personally, I don't really know which one I'm saying specifically. Just
So you've
I'm
not
just- I'm
looked
just
into
throwing that
them.
out
You've
there,
not
you know?
looked into them. You don't have a like one that's convincing that you've been like, this
Not-
is
not all
convincing
of
to
them.
me. Right? No, you don't have
Not
one
all
of them.
of
You
them.
don't have. You don't have one of them.
because I can't remember every single one of them.
No, you can't remember one of them.
Never said I was an expert on it.
I know, but you brought it to me and you
Yeah,
have
'cause-
nothing.
But I brought you something.
You brought me a do your own research. This is why people
Yeah, pretty
believe
much.
stupid shit. This is why did this convince you? Somebody told you to do this and then you just went off and you don't have any idea how to like actually
Nope.
look into this and then like
Nobody told me.
Hmm?
Nobody told me, bro.
Nobody told you. What
Nobody told me,
convinced
bro.
you? Why do you believe this nonsense? It's stupid.
Why do I believe this nonsense you call?
Yeah.
One, had experiences. Two, I actually looked into the history,
Okay.
looked into the archaeological evidence. Four, looked at the testimonies. And five, watch the case for God. That's about an atheist.
The case for Christ?
Yeah.
The case for Christ? Yeah, that's. Have you looked up any like counter to that? Like, have you ever watched the video where somebody talks about how stupid
Oh.
that is and how it doesn't make sense? And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen people talk about it.
But
Also,
you thought the
if you
case for
want,
Christ
I
was still
can
really
recommend.
convincing? Because I've seen plenty of videos talking about the case for Christ. It doesn't seem convincing to me, and I think watching it would be a waste of my time.
Okay.
So I'm concerned as to
Okay.
like why you did
Okay.
not come to that conclusion.
Okay.
Have you
Because
been
there's nothing that
misgendering
can
me
really
on?
convince
Have you
them.
misgendering me on purpose? I'm really curious about that.
I
Consciously?
misgender you.
Oh, you keep saying bro and dude and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I'm just wondering.
I say it to everybody.
Okay, I just
Doesn't
want
matter
to.
who you are.
You're good. I just wanted to know because you're doing it so
personally, I don't
consistently and a lot.
because personally I don't know because
Hmm?
because I personally don't know what or who you are. You know.
You're good. No, it's fine. On the background,
Yeah.
it says she, her is my pronouns. So if you don't mind, but yeah, if you're not intending anything, you didn't seem like you were. I just wanted to do a check. Because we got about 10 more minutes, and I don't want it to be
Personally, when
uncomfortable.
it comes to all that, it doesn't really concern me. It doesn't matter if
good.
you're this or that. I'm going to treat you the same way as anybody else. You
I
know.
appreciate it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying.
I definitely do. I get it.
Like,
Yeah. It's a habit of speech that a lot of people have. It is something to be considering about though, because so I've thought about this a lot, right? Like the speech that we use enforces the structures that we have in our lives, right? And so like using centered language all the time kind of reinforces the patriarchy, which I think is a bad idea.
I don't think anybody mentioned that, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm bringing it up because it's reinforced by Christianity as well.
That's because some Christians just take stuff from the 50s and stuff.
What does that mean? Take stuff in the 50s?
You know,
Like, do you know what the
because
patriarchy
they
is?
try to
Do you
put
know what a
they try to
patriarchy
put a
is?
Western. Yeah, I know what a patriarchy is. All right, but you see, in the Bible, it actually is actually the opposite of what people adapted from that time.
The patriarchs? It's the opposite?
Yeah, the patriarchs are not. The patriarchs are the founding of Israel.
Patriarchy is the opposite of the patriarchs from the Bible?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't I take patriarchy
Because
to be
the
the
pa-
institution
the
that the
12,
patriarchs
the
have?
12 patriarchs were the sons of Jacob.
Uh-huh.
The 12 patriarchs of Jacob.
Okay. Do you think
And also,
patriarchy is good? Like I don't understand your position on it.
if we're talking like the idea of men slapping around their women and treating them like property and blah blah blah, you know, all that bullshit, then obviously that's horrible as fuck. You mean?
I mean I agree, but like you're gonna agree.
I'm not talking like patriarchy in the sense of that. I'm talking like for example, just like being a founding or being a ruler, that type of stuff, or a judge.
So like only men should be found judges?
That's not what I said at all, because
That's what a
even one of
patriarchy is.
in the Bible,
That's what a
hold up,
patriarchy is.
one of the judges.
I understand that
forgot
there's
Deborah?
a woman judge.
Deborah
That
was a
is what
judge.
a patriarchy is, though, right? Men are in charge?
If no, that's 1950s. That's 1950s stuff.
So, like, if I define
men-
patriarchy, I will be
Because
wrong?
men are women. Men never said that. Well, I'm saying with it.
A system of
And men
society
and
or
women
government in
are
which the
equal.
father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. So that's like an antiquated use, it sounds like. The system of society or government in which men held the power and women are largely excluded from it. Seems like that's what I am familiar with. A society or community organized on patriarchal lines. So the men are organizing it in society. So it seems like it's about men being in charge and women being submissive and property. But you refuse this. You think you have like a more view of what
No,
is
I just
actually
actually
in
looked into what
reality,
it's actually
what is
referring to.
actually in reality, and what is in your book. It's weird because you don't even live in like any part of reality with this aspect.
So you?
I'm sorry. What does so you mean?
Talking to you.
Yeah, what does so you mean? Maybe I missed something.
So you don't live.
I live in reality. Patriarchy exists. It comes from the Bible.
Same here, and it's 1950s, bruh.
You're the only one talking about time. We're talking about a concept.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not talking about modern stuff.
What's the modern stuff?
Yeah, where men think they can be in charge of everything and just slap women around. when in reality they should be treating them as equals.
Why should they treat them as equals in a patriarchy?
Yeah. That's what Adam and Eve did.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
In what respect? God didn't even treat them equally. He gave Eve much worse.
Yeah, he did actually, because if he didn't, if sin came from Adam, see, it didn't say it came from Eve; it came from Adam.
In the New Testament, it
See,
says
exactly,
that it came from
what
Eve,
Jesus,
right?
what
In the
Jesus
New
preached
Testament,
at
it says that it came
Freakonomics.
from Eve.
No, it says from Adam. Look at the book of Romans.
Well, this seems like a huge pivot from what we're talking about. Why should I take
Okay.
it that
God
patriarchy
bless.
is
Have a good
good?
day.
Okay. Go ahead and tap the screen, share the live. Atheisms. Let's do a quick check-in. I see you back with new content in the box. One moment, I just want to check in. 6 viewers on the tubes, 10, 11 viewers on the TikToks. I don't think I've seen anybody on the Twitches. Yeah, no. When did I say those? I don't know. What? The tubes. Hey, back with new content. How you doing? You are off app.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Cool. What do you want to talk about?
I was scrolling through and I saw the Christians, it's time to get real. And then I see the Bible get thrown in the trash. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't think we should hold on to it anymore. I think we put it in a museum maybe, but we don't need it in our homes or anything. We don't need it personally.
Right. You're right. That's Satan would love that. But unfortunately, right? It's but let's talk about something, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about Genesis.
Let's talk about Genesis.
Right. So let's talk about Genesis because I'm still stuck in Genesis. I went to many of atheist lives.
Was it the talking snake?
No,
That
it's
got
not
you
that.
stuck?
I got something.
That gets me every time. Was it the
No, I
lie?
got you something.
Was it the lie that God told?
Are you answering my thoughts for me, or are you?
Can you stop eating?
Are you gonna let me present my argument?
I guess so.
Because it's gotta be easy. That's why.
Excited. I just got excited because we both got stuck in the first book, right? It makes no sense, but I see. You haven't told me why.
Oh, okay. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still stuck on Genesis 1:29.
Let's bring it up.
1:29 states that. Yeah, no problem. Let's bring it up.
What does it say? I'm not questioning you. I just wanted to see it. Genesis.
No, you go ahead and read it because I don't have my Bible with me. I just know my memory.
Let's do like a range so we get some cool context. God said, this is 1:20, and God said, let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, birds fly from above the earth across the dome of the sky. God created great sea monsters.
29.
Am I in the right area? 29. I guess it's a ways.
A whale would be considered a sea monster, but I said Genesis 1:29.
Yeah, I thought I'd get some context. We'll start at 28. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the air and over living thing. God said, see, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is upon the face of the earth and every tree with seed in its fruit, and you shall have them for food. Is that the 1:29?
Yeah. Now, which part do you think I'm stuck at?
Giving you every plant. I'm not sure. I think it's because in 2 he says don't eat from.
You said what?
Is it in chapter 2 that he says don't eat from the tree, or is that just later? I know he says it eventually.
Oh no, sir.
Well,
No, sir.
it's ma'am. It's ma'am, not sir.
I said 1:29.
No,
Okay,
I know.
so we're gonna be.
I know what you said. I'm reading it with you, aren't I?
Okay, good.
You
Okay,
asked
so
me
that's
why
why
you're
I asked
stuck,
you.
and I guessed.
Okay. No, because it has something to do with what that said. Okay, so
Because every tree.
you see how you try to play these word games?
I don't. You asked me a question. I answered it.
Well, yeah, but you know that had nothing to do with what we just read.
Yes, it
The
does.
the snake.
Well, it's
The snake.
contradictory. It's contradictory to what God says eventually. He says, I
No,
have
man,
given
no.
you
But we
every
talk.
plant yielding seed that is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit, you shall have them for food. But doesn't he say, don't eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? That's what I'm saying. He doesn't give you every tree. Like, I don't understand the question. That's what I
Okay.
thought you were getting at.
Uh.
My apologies. I was
Okay.
answering
No,
you sincerely.
okay. I'm gonna let you crash out, man. Go ahead. Are you done, man?
Tired of idiots. I have seen you before. You are not worth the time. No, get lost, dude. I dropped you on purpose. You keep misgendering me. You asked me a question, I answered you, and you got mad at me because I didn't say what you wanted? I dropped you. I'm sorry that you're too stupid to understand when you've been kicked. Like, I don't need to talk to rude people. Why would I do that? I'm in a good mood. I'm doing great. You're trying to make me feel a certain way so that you can, like, no, I don't know where you're going. My guess is some mythology thing, right? Like, it's some nonsense in your head. I have no idea what you're going to say. I guessed multiple things earlier. You didn't like it. It's a panel. It's not that serious. It's your religion. It's nonsense. You need to get real. You're not ready to get real. You're not ready to actually engage, right? You want to posture. You want to show off the patriarchy. Yeah. Do you want to talk? Do you know how to be, like, moderately respectful to somebody? I'm crashing out. It's so wild. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I misunderstanding? Audience, tell me. Like, I'm just trying to answer the question, and he's like, why are you playing word games? Like, what? Curious if you can have one. Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you want
All
to
right.
say
Let's try
about
this
these
again.
seeds? What do you want to say about the seed
Okay.
thing?
All right. So this verse right here is making a claim. I think you heard me before. I think you recognized me from other panels. That's what I'm assuming. But anyway, so
I
this
recognize your
Bible's
name
making a
because it's
claim.
weird. I don't really know what you've said in the
No
past.
problem. That's no problem. But the Bible's making a claim because see what you guys like to do. You guys like to critique all the verses, but let's critique this one.
Okay,
So this one right here is making a claim. It's saying that God, right, created the seeds, fruits for us to eat, and things like that, right? Okay, we're talking about this verse. Now, God can create things in nature that his creation cannot do. So, in your worldview, can you explain to me, right? How do we get tree seeds from the evolutionary process?
You want me to explain evolution to you?
No, just explain where the seeds come from. The seed that produces to trees and then produce plants and then fruits for us to eat, like the Bible said. Can you in your worldview, if you could explain it in your worldview, I would throw away my Bible.
Okay, well, I'm not interested in this conversation because I don't know enough about it. So I guess you can stay stuck in your imaginary
Really?
world.
You know why you can't explain it?
Why?
Because then you will have to imagine the answer because there's no scientific explanation for
Where do
what
tree
you're about to.
seeds
Yeah.
come from?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do your fucking Google for you. Tree
I
seeds
did the
come from
Google
the
already.
reproductive parts of mature trees developing from fertilized flowers within fruits like apples or nuts or acorns, or from cones like pine cones containing the embryo for a new tree dispersed by wind, water, animals, or gravity. I think you mean in evolution. How did tree seeds evolve? How did tree seeds evolve? And so no matter what I tell you, you're going to tell me an argument for incredulity. Tree seeds evolved from simpler plant structure, transitioning from water-dependent reproduction, spores, to self-contained units with food, endosperm, and protective coats, allowing survival in drier lands by enabling dormancy and varied dispersal wind animals, eventually leading to complex structures like fruits. And you want to know specifically, how did tree seeds evolve from spores to seeds? Jim, gymnosperms. Early plants used spores, needing water for fertilization. The innovation was retaining the female gametophyte within the megaspore, forming a protected ovule and creating a food supply, nucleus perisperm. This allows plants to colonize land with pollen male microspores carrying sperm, eliminating the need for water. Early conifers around, MYA, I don't know when that is. Explain this. Well, wait, am I develop seeds with food stores and protective coats. Enhanced dispersal and
Okay.
protection, winged seeds. To spread further, some early conifers developed wings, often single and asymmetrical, allowing them to helicopter away from the parent plant, a design favored by evolution. So which part of this is like confusing? Because to me it seems really simple.
Okay. See, I allowed you to speak. Do you want to speak some more before I speak?
Well, I read the thing to you.
Okay. Because I don't want you to, because when I start talking, I don't want you to interrupt me and you know what I mean, and try to run. That's why. I want to make sure that you got everything out.
No, you want to make sure that you can lie uninterrupted. We're having a conversation.
Lie?
I'm not just speaking. You understand that, right?
Right. I see that. And I looked this up too. I've seen this before.
Okay.
Okay.
what's
So
wrong
I have
with
my
this?
question. Okay. So this is what's wrong with it, my friend. Notice that it should skip everything, right? And just went straight to shells. It doesn't explain to you how the shells evolved around the DNA, how the information produced the cell.
What?
I mean, how the
Shells?
okay.
I
It
didn't
says
see the
shell,
word-
the oval shell. It's this. You didn't read what you didn't even pay attention to what you just read.
It says shell?
The oval shell.
The megaspore? Forming a protected ovule? It doesn't say shell.
Yeah, ovule cell, whatever you call it. Okay, the ovule is the protected thing around it, the seed, whatever. Okay,
Mhm.
the thing is that so notice that it's not giving you any details, it's just giving you a story. It's not explaining to you how the DNA formed the oval shell, whatever the protective mechanism, whatever, to form around the cell, right? To have it doesn't tell you anything of those. It's just telling you a story. Second, it doesn't tell you. It's telling you that it's coming from another spores. You got to explain where the original spores came from. You can't do it. Okay. So another thing too. You have never seen genetic information, new codes
So new
to
claim.
produce something new.
Can we please talk about
Okay.
this thing some more before we move to a new thing?
Wait. I'm not done, man, friend. See, that's what I asked you. I asked you if you were done talking.
And I said it's
That's
going to
what
be a conversation.
I'm
Do you
trying to make
remember
it
that?
fair.
Do you remember that? You're not trying to be fair.
Yeah, but sir, ma'am, sorry. I remember when
you.
I said, hey, do you want to say anything else? I asked you if you want
I
to say
do remember
anything
that.
else.
Do you remember my response?
Right. Okay, so can I finish my thought?
No. Here's the thing. You can unmute when I tell you can unmute. Here's the thing, right? I responded to what you said. I don't care what you said. It's a conversation. You're going to say things. I'm going to respond to them. Okay? I let you speak at length about the fucking thing you wanted to talk about the shell thing. Okay? And now you want to pivot to something else because you don't want to talk about this anymore. You just want to make claims. I'm not going to do biology homework all day on this fucking live. It's not interesting to me. I'm not a science gal. You're welcome to look into this and explain why something is not adding up. But an argument for incredulity is not going to do it. Just telling me I don't understand it and I don't think there's enough information here doesn't matter to me. I think that people know about this. If you think that they're all lying, it's a huge conspiracy, you can believe that. It shows once again that you don't live in reality. Okay? Now you're welcome. I'm going to invite you to unmute. You're welcome to respond to that.
You're talking about living in reality. Well, the reason you want to believe this, it fits your worldview already. You already don't believe in God. So when you read this, it makes sense to you because you don't want it to be real. But the point is that it's two worldviews. We're looking at the same evidence, right? And based on your worldview, you got to come up with your arguments. So my argument countered this. My argument is actually valid because it's just telling you a story. None of these things that you're reading can literally be produced in a lab at all. You can't see this in a lab. It's just telling you a story, right? You could take a tree seed, you could put it on the table, right? You could literally take the information from that seed and you can clone it. But see, the thing is to come up with the original codes, you won't be able to do it. As a matter of fact, if I was to ask you to create a new seed with new genetic information to produce fruits that we've never seen before on this planet, where do you start? How do you even conform the codes? You can't do it. It's a miracle. It's a mechanism not off this earth. When you program the seed underneath the dirt and you add water to it and sunlight to it, it programs, it awakens. You won't be able to duplicate that on your own. Where would you start? How would you start? That's my point. So when the Bible said that God put the food, when the Bible said when God put the plant seeds and fruit for us to eat, it makes sense because we can't duplicate it. We can clone it, but you can't come up with your own.
Makes sense. Okay, that's a wonderful rant. Why do you think that I should know how to do those things?
Right, because like I said, a God should be able to create things in nature. Creation cannot do. That's why you can't do it, and we will never be able to do it. We
I
can look at
understand
the
what your
answers on
claim
the.
is. I'm not saying that I
Okay,
can
I'll
do
put it to you
it.
this way.
Why did you say that I can? I don't care about this. Nobody says they can do this. Why are you talking about this?
Right.
It doesn't prove that God
I'm
is
talking
real.
about this. Okay, it doesn't matter, but it does prove 29 because the reason it proves 29 is because you can look at the answer on the you can look at the answer on the book. We can see the answers, we can see the sales, we can see it, but it's crazy that even though we can see it, you can't do it. That's the odd part. How is it? How is it that a media was able to come up with these codes?
Why are you asking me about
Right.
this? You're asking me science
Sir,
questions. Neither of us
ma'am,
are
sorry.
equipped to answer.
No, actually, I love this. That's why I'm asking you this.
No, you haven't because you know less
you-
about this than I do. I guarantee it.
Your life depends on you knowing this.
Why
You
would
just
it?
can't just imagine things. You have to know that it's a
no.
fact.
Back
It's
that
not
up.
a
Why
fact.
why does my life depend on me knowing this?
Because your soul depends on
Right,
this.
because you presuppose
You have
God.
to know this.
Look,
No, I'm saying that you're supposed to be 100% sure
have you ever
that
talked to Forrest
evolution
Valkai
is
on
the
YouTube?
thing. Sir,
Have you ever talked
sorry
to
about
Forrest
that.
Valkai?
I'm trying to get my mind.
I know.
Who?
Forrest Valkai on YouTube, he's a biologist. He knows all about this. Read or watch something that he's done, talk to him on the line, do something like that. I'm not the person you want to talk to about this. Do you understand? I'm not going to convince
notice
me,
how-
and you sound insane. It's not convincing to anybody that's like
Respectfully.
rational. Not respectfully.
Respectfully, you notice. Okay, you notice how you gave me a source based on your worldview. I
No.
can give a source based on my worldview, which is
No.
Kent Hovind. You could go to Kent. You could go to Kent Hovind's panel, and he literally he literally refused
I
every
don't care.
guy that you just told me to go to.
Uh-huh.
Okay, no problem. The point is this, man. Sorry, the point is this. Literally, we see the things in nature. We cannot duplicate it. The reason we can't duplicate it because it's a miracle. It shouldn't exist, but it exists. It's just the Bible's telling us that where it came from, and it's here. Now, if I want to destroy the Bible, I should be able to create things in nature easily
That's
without.
not true.
Yes, I should be,
Why do you come to that conclusion?
because the conclusion is this. Then, if none of us can do it, how was this thing here?
It just happened.
No, man, you can't just say that it happened when it has intelligence in its program. It's a microchip. It's a biosystem.
Why do you think that?
Put
Why
water
do you
in
think
this
it's
chip.
a program
It
and a
programs.
microchip? It's not a
This
microchip.
is-
It's
this-
not
listen.
synthetic. Microchips are synthetic.
It's a biological system
It's
that
natural.
operates
We know
based
how
on this
it works.
on an environment. Okay. No, you okay. You know how it works. We know how it
We
works.
know how it works. People
But
know how it
nobody
works.
on this planet.
Back. What can I
Ma'am,
call you? What can I call
ma'am,
you?
listen.
Back? No. I want to have.
Back is
I want to have a
cool.
more.
Ma'am.
I want to have a deeper conversation about this. Right? This isn't just about like. This isn't just about like what I can and cannot explain. This is a problem with reasoning. It's a problem with what you trust. You trust the wrong things because you don't know how to reason about it.
Okay. I am listen, I'm using all of my logic possible, man. Listen, I'm
Then-
looking at this. I'm
Then why are
looking
you
at this
referring to
program,
Kent
right?
Hovind?
Because you gave me a source to go to.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
See,
enough.
you gave me a source.
Fair enough. He's not a
Thank
very
you.
good source.
See, listen.
I understand why you. I understand now why
All
you
right.
gave it to me the
I
source,
can
but
say
he's
the
not a
same.
good source.
It's,
Look.
it's very educational and it makes a lot of sense if you just put your bias to the side and literally
Okay.
just listen to what he got to say.
What
Okay,
if you
but
put
anyway,
your bias
listen.
to the side and think about this? For
I did. It
evolution,
doesn't work.
No, you haven't heard my
I
question.
did. Okay,
You
I'm
haven't
gonna
heard
tell
my
you how I did
question.
it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
for evolution to not be the most accurate explanation for what has happened, we have to assume that everyone that has ever studied this is either so fucking wrong that they've invested their entire lives in this and they have no idea what they're doing, or they're all lying. Neither of those things seem likely to me, and I don't understand why I should presuppose that they are. That's why
Why do they call it a theory?
That's why I think, because a scientific theory is actually a collection of the best evidence that leads toward facts. It's not like
but it's
a
still
guess.
a theory.
It's not a guess.
But it's still.
It's still a theory. It
ma'am, it's
is
still
a
a
theory. It is facts. It's facts. It is evidence of what is happening.
No, you can't say. Okay, listen. You cannot say it's a fact because they still, to this day, say they don't know.
You
to
don't
this
understand
day.
what a theory is. A theory is a collection of facts. It's a collection of them. It's
No,
like
it's
if I
not.
have
It's
a
a
bag
collection
that
of
says
assumptions.
Facts,
It's a-
if I have a bag that has, if I have facts and I put them in a bag and I wrote theory on it, that's a theory.
It's a collection of assumptions.
No, it's a collection
A
of
collection
facts.
of assumptions.
And then coming to the conclusion that might
okay.
be the most accurate.
I will prove to you.
It's not proof.
I will prove to you that it's an assumption. I will prove to you that's an assumption. How do you know an octopus evolved from anything when it has no fossils?
Why are you asking me this? More biology questions? Do you think
No,
this is
no,
convincing?
I'm just asking you.
You never answered
No, the
why you
reason I'm
believe it's a
asking-
conspiracy.
Okay. No, listen. Okay, listen. I just want to stay on. Listen. The reason I'm
yeah.
asking.
We should
is
stay on
because
topic. It's either a conspiracy or
no,
everyone's
the reason-
stupid. Which is
No,
it?
the reason. Listen, because
Is it a false
evolution
dichotomy?
is based on. All right, man.
Well, tell me about the octopus.
See,
I guess.
the reason I asked you about the octopus, right, is because the theory of evolution say that one creature evolved to another. So if I ask you, you don't know where the squid or octopus came from because it has no fossil. See, in their worldview, they believe it's still evolved, even though there's no fossil to prove it.
Okay.
It's a trickery. I mean, okay. How should I put this, man? It's easy to
I mean, like octopuses
I would
just
say
don't
it's
have
not-
bones, do they? There are a few octopus fossils because their
don't.
bodies lack bones, causing them to decay
Jellyfish.
rapidly and be eaten by scavengers, making preservation incredibly rare.
right.
There's some
right.
exceptionally
Even
well
worse.
preserved, some exceptionally well preserved specimens that found in the fine grained sediments like limestone. So, what is it supposed to prove to me?
It's supposed to be you that octopuses literally just appeared. They didn't evolve. Just appeared.
We have a find from 328 million years ago.
Sir, ma'am, listen. That's not going to tell you anything. What's that going to tell you? All you could do in this situation is imagine an answer, assume an answer, put an answer that fits your worldview that makes sense. As a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. You know what? I think the octopus came from some type of lizard creature or something like that, and then because of the conditions, their tentacles and because of survival and things. You see how that sound?
What's
that
your evidence of
sounds
that?
good to you in your
What's
mind
your-
because
no, it
it
doesn't.
fits
What's-
your worldview.
It doesn't sound good to me because I don't know that you presented any evidence of this, and I don't trust you to know anything.
Okay. Right, but if if an atheist with a degree was to say the same thing I said, you would literally listen to him. You
What's the
listen to
degree
him
in?
because you know why? Because they fit
What's
your
the degree
worldview.
in?
They will fit. This evolutionist person was to
I would
explain
probably,
the same
I'd
thing I'd
probably trust
explain.
them. I'd
You would
probably trust
listen.
them. Why wouldn't I
You know
trust them?
why?
Why
You
should
know
I
how
trust
I
them?
know this?
Tell
You
me
know
why
how I
should-
know this?
No, I don't
Because
care.
I heard the
Why
same
shouldn't
story.
I? Tell me why I should not. That's what I want to
Right.
know.
Because we've never seen a snake-like creature grow tentacles over time.
So, like personal incredulity?
What's first? Okay, it's 3 steps. Hold on, it's 3 steps. We never seen it. Second step, the genetic code will have to change its genetic information, the blueprint. It will have to
Discipline.
configure the DNA strand. Listen, it will have to configure the DNA strand, right, to cause these changes internally.
Mhm.
Not only will it have to cause the changes internally, but it will have to survive during the process. Come on, man.
Do you think
on,
octopuses
man.
evolved from snakes?
No, I don't think that.
Oh,
But
okay.
if I was an evolutionist, what do you think it came from then? See, now let's hear your story.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Why
Good.
should I care about
The
that?
reason it should bother you, the reason you should care about this is because you hold on to this theory as if it's a fact and you
I
can't even
don't.
explain it yourself.
I don't want to. I don't.
You
so,
can't
like,
explain it yourself,
I hold
but you
on
hold
to
on
it as a
to it.
fact because I have priors to
It's a
reasons to believe that
religion.
I have
You
reasons
believe
to
something that you've never seen, like a God.
No, I have reasons to believe that what people have told me is true You've not given me reason to
And
believe
what people
you.
have told you is true. The Bible said, "Do not trust
Okay,
man."
listen,
It said, "Do
listen.
not lean to your own
Here's the thing.
understanding."
Here's the thing. For me to believe what you're saying, you need to convince me that it's either a conspiracy, everyone is stupid, but you and Kate Hovind and other people that I consider to be very, very stupid, or it's a third thing that I just don't understand. So convince me one of those things for me to understand why I should drop my worldview.
You know what? You know how I do things? I go straight to the source. I don't deal with conspiracy and everything. I look at the evidence, and the evidence shows me that the octopus, for some reason, it just appeared. It did not evolve. And if you believe that it evolved, we have variety of octopuses, variety, but it's
Okay.
still octopus.
So what
The
biologist
thing
has
is
said
this.
this? What a biologist says that the octopus has not evolved, but other things evolved? What source did you go to for this?
Wait a minute. Are you saying? Wait a minute. Are you telling me that people that are okay evolutionists don't believe that octopus evolved? They do believe they evolved.
I don't know. You said you went to a source. Was the source
You're
you?
talking about a
Is the
YouTube
source-
channel.
Is the source you?
No, you told me to go to a some name channel,
Well,
and then I gave you a counter.
because you can get no. You said when you want to figure out something like that, the octopus isn't evolved. You go to the source, and I want to know what that is.
Okay. I'll go straight to the source. I'm looking physically at the evidence, right? I'm looking at the octopus
So you
made
travel
out of
back in
jelly.
time millions of
That's
years.
one.
You travel
No, I
back
don't
in
have
time
to travel back
millions
to
of
time.
years. How did
Okay,
you
I'll
determine
put it
this?
to you this
How
way.
did you determine it?
Let's do it. Okay, good. We could get an octopus right now,
Uh-huh.
buddy. We could literally pick up an octopus from the deeps of the ocean right now, and put it on the table. It's gonna be jelly-like.
Yes.
That's going to tell me, interesting. I wonder from what creature did that evolve from? You would have to guess, and you would have to assume a lot of things.
Why do you think
But you
that?
will never know because it has, you will never know because it has no fossils.
Well, you would have to
You would
guess,
have to believe
and
it.
you
So
would have to
basi-
assume a lot of things, but I don't know that that's true of everyone.
No.
You haven't
I'll tell
asked
you
a
what, I'll tell you
biologist.
what.
You're
What we
asking
do know,
me.
okay, I'll tell you what. So the octopus reproduce octopuses?
Yes, I think so. I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't really
So
think.
it's testable, that's observable. See, if I ask you from where did the octopus evolve from, that's not observable, that's not testable.
We still have 10 minutes with
Right.
this gas.
No, I took a deep breath too. Right. I mean, I was feeling the same way too. I asked a lot of questions.
So
Okay. So
why
evolution
do you
has to
believe
be
it's
right.
a conspiracy? Why do you think the conspiracy is happening to suppress your truth?
Well, you say my truth, but when we're done, you got to realize,
It's not
right?
it's not
that
the
you've
truth.
been-
It's
that-
not
that-
the truth.
Okay, you got to realize that you the one that's been lied to,
Okay.
and it's not by man, it's by something that you don't understand. It's spiritual.
Okay.
So, with that being said,
Let's get into it.
man.
hmm
Okay, with that being said, I'm not.
What's the
I can't
spiritual?
really
Let's talk
explain to
about
you
spirit. Let's talk about spiritual stuff. Let's do
I
that.
can't
It's
really,
way
I
more
can't really
interesting.
talk to you. I can't really talk to you about the spiritual realm. I got about the physical first. You must first believe the physical thing.
Unfortunately, you're like way too deep in biology to be able to talk about spirit. You like know too much about biology to be any competent on spirituality. Is that what you're telling me?
What's crazy?
You just know too much about evolution. You don't know enough about spirituality to even tell me about that aspect. You focus
No,
so
I
much
do.
on
I
evolution.
just know. I do. I just know that you're not going to believe in spiritual things.
Well, of course not.
You're
It's
not.
nonsense. Like you're
Thank you.
crazy.
So okay, you said I'm crazy, but
yeah.
you yet to explain to me what it's. So you yet to explain to me where the octopus come from, but
Do
I'm
you
the
know
one
what
crazy.
the argument from personal incredulity is?
I heard those nonsense before, but let's stick to the evidence. The octopus,
Do you believe in logical reasoning?
right? So that's why I'm asking you. Can you tell me in your worldview your best explanation of any scientist you want to go to explain to me where the octopus come from?
Mollusks. So do you believe that
How
that
do you
you
know-
should reason
No,
things
hold on.
logically?
Wait, ma'am, hold on.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Oh, I looked it up and it said there are fossils.
It tells you that.
Yeah.
But
So do you believe
listen.
that you reason logically to
You
conclusions?
see
or
what
you
I'm
just guess at
you
what
just
you
made
believe?
you just made my point.
Yeah, I
No,
did.
you just made my
You
point.
cooked me. You cooked me.
If it
I'm
comes from an
cooked.
evolution,
I'm cooked.
if
Let's
it-
talk,
if
let's
it comes
talk
from-
about
if
real
it comes
things,
from a-
though.
If it comes from an evolutionist, you will believe it. You just made my point. That's my point.
Right. But why do you argue with personal incredulity instead of like reason
It's
and
not
logic?
personal, man. You
Yes, it
know
is.
real world that you never seen an octopus come from anything other than another
It's
octopus. So I didn't know
incredulity.
why
It's
you even mentioned that
personal
name.
incredulity. It's a fallacy because what it means is
Man,
that you just
why
look
would
at it
you
and say,
why
I don't
say
believe it. It means you
man,
say, I
why
don't
would you
believe it,
say
and therefore it
something?
must not be true. It doesn't convince me, and
I'm
therefore it must not be
talking
true.
about I'm talking what I see. We know that
Right.
the octopus
Personal
reproduces other
incredulity.
octopus. Listen to me.
Listen.
Now,
I'm listening
we
to you.
know that
You just keep
octopus
repeating it.
reproduce that.
It's not convincing
Right,
because
but
it's a
you
fallacy.
don't
It's
believe
not
that.
convincing
But you
because
don't
it's
even. How's
fallacious
it fallacy
reasoning.
when we it's thousands of octopuses in the ocean because they reproduce after each other. But you
have
can't
to
tell me
convince
from
me
where they
that
evolved from.
everyone's either stupid or lying or some combination of the two. You have
I'm
to
asking
convince
you
me
to
of
help
that.
me. Where did it come from? Where did it
Talk
come
to a
from?
biologist. I'm not
I
equipped.
did. They say they don't know.
I'm sure
I'm
that they
telling you
did.
this.
Okay. Forrest Falcai in particular, okay? He's available on the internet. You can talk to him. I'd love to hear you call into the line. But you're yelling and getting upset and baby talk is not helpful. People don't want to hear somebody screaming and crying about this. I'm sorry, back. It's just we're not going anywhere. You're not understanding my objection. You can say the same things over and over. It's not clear to me why I care what you think. You don't have any expertise in this. You don't have any knowledge in this. You think because you speak quickly and loudly that you are authoritative. That's how this works. Your cult taught you that being the loudest man makes you the most authoritative. I cooked Oblivion, that's why he blocked me. That's probably what happened. Yeah, Arbando, come on up. The guest's entire argument was, I don't know, therefore God. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand that I have gaps in my knowledge. Why should I believe that those gaps are filled by God? For one thing, I don't want my gaps filled by God. Not looking for gate filling by God. Why not use moss and things or bacteria and viruses? We watch those evolve in real time. Exactly. Like this specifically what is it like? Is it like a reverse sharpshooter or something? It's some sort of a like you're cherry picking the exact thing that you want to know. You say, well, this thing doesn't work right in my mind. I don't believe it. There's still moss. Yeah, I know. As Ken Hovind would say, kinds don't change or whatever the fuck. The fact that you refer to Ken Hovind as like an authority on evolution is troubling. And I think that you should talk to some more people about it. You need to have an open mind about this. You need to at least understand why you think that everyone else believes this but you and a few other stupid idiots. That's uncalled for. You're just misinformed and aggressively arrogant about it. So like, yeah, that's wonderful. Talk to somebody that knows about this. I don't know about it. It's crazy that you think this was going to convince me. I assume you do this to everybody and it's like your only cornerstone. It doesn't even get you to anything. Like, let's say that I say, yeah, evolution's not real. This isn't actually real. I could fill that gap with anything. It doesn't get you to God. I was just trying to show you how you should reason about this a little better. I understand new content. It's okay. It's okay. The mean old scientist won't tell you anything more. This reminds me of this. Hold on, let me find this. Oh, TV is on. Trust but Verify is on. Let's see. Where's the Mitchell and Webb? Try not to get copyright struck, but I probably will be. don't have any guests right now, so we're just gonna watch this little sketch. How do I get to it? Which one? Which one? Here it is. Oh, it's gonna restrict me if I don't crop correctly. Gets really mad if you show a URL or something. Thinks you're trying to go off app. Okay. I think this is like a really good, well, the problem, new content, is that you didn't want to debate. You just want to keep yelling the same thing over and over. And I've given you objections as to why I can't accept your worldview on this, even though you think that I'm not giving you enough to justify my own. No, I'm not going to my source. My argument is that you'd have to be everyone is stupid or lying or a combination of the three, and I don't think that's likely. I don't know why.
So, we're all agreed that that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. It's so simple. No messing around with poison-tipped umbrellas or snipers. We just get a chauffeur drunk.
Slightly drunk.
And assume that he'll crash the car.
Yeah. As long as we pay for a bunch of motorcycling photographers to harass him, I'm sure that'll happen.
And the good news is that that only involves swearing another 15 or so people to perpetual silence.
Yes. Plus, people always die in car crashes, don't they?
Yes, always. And people who drive over the limit always crash. What we're organizing here, my friends, is a watertight hit. My only worry is that it'll look so much like a murder that people will suspect.
Sorry about that.
Well, that is the risk we run by doing it this way. It will be totally obvious that it's an assassination. But remember what the Duke of Edinburgh said when he came in here to MI6 to give us our orders. I don't mind carrying the lifelong suspicion of murder on my shoulders as long as you kill her in such a way that absolutely nothing can go wrong.
Induced tipsy car crash it'll have to be then. It simply can't fail. Unless she wears a seatbelt.
She won't. She's unprovably pregnant, remember? Women recently impregnated by the only man they've ever loved are notoriously slapdash about their personal safety.
So, Dart, you're our best troubleshooter. Is there anything that we've missed?
I've just got one little niggle. Why are we doing this?
Well, because Prince Philip told us to. It's well known that the nation's security services are still pretty much at the beck and call of the royal family. This is top priority. The IRA can do whatever they like this weekend, let me tell you.
Why is he doing it?
Well, because she's so popular. She's beautiful and everyone loves her. We need to kill her now so that people will go off her.
Of course.
I mean, just think about it. If she's left alive to age as gracefully as one can while bringing up the bastard grandchild of a delusional Egyptian businessman, then the public's just gonna love her more and more.
You're quite right. As her appearance wrinkles and sags, and she occasionally makes a vacuous remark about something complicated, people's hatred for the rest of the royal family will only intensify.
Whereas, if she's dead, she'll be forgotten in a week.
Yes, of course. You've made me feel very naive.
Hello? Oh. Life imitating art, I suppose. Right. Well, thank you. Well, you can stand down, everyone. That all just happened by accident.
Well, don't tell Prince Philip. We'll still get our fee.
I thought there was one about UFOs. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. Oh, it is. It is about aliens. The same setup.
So, as you know, we've just discovered that there are aliens because of that spaceship with aliens in that crashed, and they've got super advanced technology, and it's all massively frightening.
So, what's the plan?
Well, keep it all a complete secret from everybody if at all possible.
Yes, of course. Although, why?
Well, if everybody knew that there were aliens, they might try and help us research or defend against them.
Why don't we want that?
Just general sort of, well, it's nice to have secrets, isn't it?
Plus, the government is very keen that nobody should blame them for there being aliens.
Would people do that?
Well, they will when the aliens invade and they find out that we've known all along and could have been enlisting support all over the world in an effort to defend against them. There'll be hell to pay then, so...
Yeah, cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, let's keep the existence of aliens, which is in no way our fault, or, at this point, exclusively our problem, a complete secret.
How?
Well, we did catch a break there, actually. Fortunately, the aliens landed somewhere very remote, which is also a well-known top-secret army base.
Thank God for that. So we can hide away the dead aliens in that facility. We can also do an autopsy on them there and not tell anyone the results.
Yes, and just to make sure that nobody ever finds out, we should film it.
Agreed.
Is there any other way that people can find out? I mean, between now and the alien invasion for which we'll leave the world unprepared.
Well, they do keep abducting people for weird sex.
Oh dear. Well, the compelling nature of the evidence those people are going to come back to Earth with is something we can do nothing about.
Yes, well, we'll just have to pray that by good fortune there continue to be no independent witnesses.
The other problem is that quite a few excellent black and white photographers have pictures of what can pretty much only be spaceships.
I hate to be a skeptic, but why are we doing any of this?
Well, it doesn't really make sense, does it? But it's just the sort of thing that generally governments do.
I thought that was a pretty good, like, sketch. Well, we've been live for a couple of hours, and the only guest we have now is new content. He just wants to argue about evolution, which I don't really know enough about. I'm not a science person, not a science gal. One for climate change. Oh God, yes, funny. I think I remember this one. Is it gonna work? Unavailable. Fuck.
Hello there. What happened to that bloody report?
I don't know, Detective.
Well, you'd better start thinking quick, love, or your CID career's going to be as short as that skirt. You stupid tart. Treasured memories.
Oh, what the?
I was actually the last actor on British television to wolf whistle at a schoolgirl in a way the audience was invited to find fun. But times change, and rightly so. Since then, I've been the bloke playing a different detective who's older, a judge who's even older, and then the chap offering life insurance with no pesky medical and a free jigsaw just for applying. And when I say jigsaw, I mean the cardboard puzzle, not the power tool, which would, ironically, have invalidated your life insurance. Anyway, we must get on. This is turning into an amazingly long advertisement. But then you are watching Daytime on ITV4, where the advertising is basically free, and the repeat of the Sweeney this is in the middle of has had to have 6 minutes cut out of it, for reasons you can probably guess. So we've got all the time in the world. Or have we? Because we all know that we haven't got forever. Good boy.
Oh my God.
Benji's at peace now. He won't be suffering anymore. To be honest, he was more or less okay, but he did keep shitting in the lounge. And if you're shitting in the lounge, you might want to consider the Deathly Tass Cut Your Losses plan. For a reasonable price, you can pay the ultimate price, and your loved ones will have the peace of mind of knowing that they can start getting your smell out of all that lovely
Bye,
property
Tucson.
equity. Meanwhile,
Thanks for hanging out.
you
Thank you for the
check
super
into
chat.
one
It
of
was so
our
kind of you.
luxurious clinic cum crematoria, kick back in a joint and muscle soothing motorized recliner. Our nurses humorously refer to them as electric chairs, though of course you'll be killed by poison injection. And select a delicious last meal from our menu of Michelin-adjacent dishes. Just call the number below, or get your now nearing retirement themselves children to go to the website to apply.
Deathlit us. When you're getting in the way, call it a day.
Hello,
what I
I'm
was looking
David
for.
Mitchell,
I'm Robert Webb,
and we're here in the writer's room for Mitchell and Webb Are Not Helping.
the award-winning sketch show. I'm just future-proof.
Yeah, good. That's on Channel 4 at the moment. Also on the Channel 4 section of the internet. Perhaps more pertinently to you who are watching this, I'm assuming, on the internet, unless they're putting it out on Channel 5 years later. And we're going to talk about some of our sketches and how they came to be,
Yes.
in case that's of interest. But if it's not of
Oh,
interest,
darn it.
go away and
I think there
watch
was one about climate change, but it's
or-
not
or
in
look up
this
the
list.
birth
There's
date
like
of
a
Robert Peel on Wikipedia.
list. This is now just watch YouTube, I guess. I don't know.
Knock, knock. You got a minute, Ken?
Of course, Headmaster, but I have got a lesson in half an hour where I expect we'll be doing fractions again.
Yeah, you see, this is what I wanted to talk to you about.
I tried telling them last year, find the lowest common denominator. But just when you think you're getting somewhere, they go off for the summer, come back, and it's like you're talking Hungarian.
Yeah, I think I can see the problem here.
Highest common factor. What's that, sir? Stop screaming that we've been over and over and over this, sir. We're getting frightened. I mean, where do they go on holiday? To a memory-wiping clinic?
No, it's...
Are there such things? Because I'd give that a go. Nice place in Switzerland, view of the lake, and then you see it as if for the first time every day. Oh dear, I'm still getting a tiny tingle of trauma. Stick me back in the machine.
Ken,
We went to Spain. It was shit.
they're different children.
Yeah, it's like they're different children.
No, they are different children. Every school year,
Bye, Jordan.
every
Thank you for coming
July,
by.
you finish teaching one group of children, and then the following September, a different group of children arrive who, crucially, and I need you to concentrate on this, don't know what you just spent the last year teaching to some completely different people.
What are you talking about?
I can't think of another way of saying it. They're different children.
What, the ones who sit here? The small, noisy, stupid people who don't know anything?
Yeah, they're 8 years old, Ken.
They must be older than that. They've been here years.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have. They're always there. Smelly, mal-coordinated, easily distracted, freak out about wasps.
They're different ones.
But this means... What? That's not fair. That's like every year I paint a mountain, turn my back for 6 weeks, and you've unpainted, you've covered it in shit. Mountain's wrong. I've built a cathedral, and you...
I know what you're getting at.
I was given to understand at teacher training college that I would teach children maths. I would teach them, and then they would be taught. But now you're telling me that however many children I teach maths to, you'll find some more who don't know maths and make me teach them, knowing that as soon as they get it, they too will be gone, and I'll be back to square one with some other bunch of little shits. I would never have agreed to that.
It's very much the job, Ken.
The job is for me to carry on teaching children fractions until I've taught all the children in the world, or I die, whichever happens first. How could you begin to pay me enough for such a feat of Sisyphean futility?
This is very much why I became a head teacher. I just do the admin now.
As expected, better, honestly. This feels analogous to the Christians. You mean I have to explain this again? Mitchell and Levbook is tremendous. Watched them live years ago. Do most of the sketches. JB Cooper, that's cool. I think the only, let me think of comedy shows I've seen. I saw The Kids in the Hall. they came through Seattle in like the mid 20 teens. That was really cool. They did that. I can't even say it. I can't say it. It's such a bad word about the running person. Oh god, it was so funny. I think they did the sketch about the salty ham. That was really funny. I don't know if I've seen other comedy troupes or shows. Must have. Seen Weird Al a few times, but feels different. Seen Weird Al at the zoo and at the Paramount. No more guests. All we had was the evolution thing. I'm sorry that I'm not very good with evolution. I guess I should learn more about it. It seemed really particular. The things he was asking was really particular. And this is kind of the problem with like flat earth, evolution deniers, any kind of science denier really. They cling on to something that they don't understand very well. That is pretty hard to understand, honestly, I guess. I don't think the octopus thing is that hard to understand. We have fossils of it. I don't know why we'd expect that it acts differently than other things. We have a lot of evidence for these things. That's what the theory is composed of, is the evidence. So, to me, it just becomes like you have to believe a lot of people are lying or stupid or both. And after growing up, I just don't believe that anymore. Like, I can't... Like, under the Christian worldview, it makes sense because everyone is basically like not... They'll say that you have free will, and then they'll be like, but you're, constantly being interfered with by the devil. Like, stuff is always happening that causes you to do the wrong thing, but you have free will. And so I think the explanation is something like, the devil has blinded all of the scientists, and everybody that looks at the data, that, digs through it. Like, I did a little bit of what he asked. I'm not going to do a fucking science degree online, but, like, I went and I just Googled it, and I looked at it, like, sounds like sense. Like, that aligns with what I've been told before. And what I've learned before. I'm just not interested enough in it to, like, pursue it. I'm not skeptical enough of it to, like, pursue it, and I don't know why I should be. Which I think is kind of like the crucial part for me, is I don't know why I should be, like, skeptical of this. And somebody else's incredulity doesn't convince me. That's why it's personal incredulity, and that's why it's a fallacy. You don't have any, like, good reason to not believe it. You're just like, I don't understand this, and I'm like, okay, talk to a biologist, I guess. Hey, Tahir. Does anyone want to come up and co-host or anything? Oh yeah, SciShow and PBS Eons. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that explains this stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand that his point was something akin to, like, you believe people without evidence. But that's not true. Like, I have good reason to believe that the stuff that I find and, like, the stuff that people have said, that biologists have said, that I've heard before, it makes sense, right? It's really rare. There's one area that's really confusing to me in science that I hear people talk about, and they say it in different ways, and it's unclear to me what is true about it. It's unclear to me what energy is. If God was real, why did he make it hard to go to bed and hard to get out of bed? That's just part of the curse. And you will be sleepy all the days of your life. But like, what was I saying? Yeah, so I've heard energy described as like the potential to do work or like doing work. But I've also heard it described in ways that sound like matter is energy. But it's like matter is physical. It doesn't just do work. But I guess the energy is a change of state, maybe. And it gives off like heat and light when that state change happens, maybe. But it's still like really unclear to me, like how energy works and what it means, like that right there. And because people are like so caught up in like a spiritual energy thing, like they don't have any idea what it means. It just means anything at all, and so that becomes very, very confusing. Hey, Rimbos, it's great to see you. If believing people without evidence is bad as their argument, doesn't that completely torpedo their position? Well, their argument is that you believe the same things that I do, just differently. It's basically just like we both have arguments for authority, and they don't understand that I don't have an argument from authority. They're trying to point out a fallacy, making me disbelieve what I find in reality. Like, whereas all they will have is arguments from authority. Like, I have no reason to believe. I thought, it's funny because the guest came up with this this verse about plants and seeds and stuff. Yeah, level the playing field, then bring out the authoritarian God. Exactly. Succubus, they're dishonest and or ignorant. Yeah. I think that I've been trying to stop thinking that it's dishonesty. Like, I think it's some sort of, like the cognitive dissonance makes it harder for them to like know when they're lying. My guess. I know that when I catch myself redefining what people say or like trying to find ways out of what they're saying when I can't answer something straight, it feels really weird. And so I try to be able to answer things straight and try to be like, to know what I believe and not be like, well, here's a related answer. And that's what I think is like the big issue. But this initial argument about the plants that God made, I thought they were going to do something like, well, it says that every seed is good to eat, but we can't eat every one, and therefore the fall is real. I thought that was going to be their argument. It was almost that. It was literally almost that. It was basically, well, I don't understand where the plants came from, therefore God is real. The words in this book are true. They have a blind faith belief, so they need to strawman others into the same level. Yep, exactly. Presupposition is the worst part of this. Classic Kent Hovind approach. Yeah, that was his, that's who he looks to for, I guess, how he conducts himself is, or how the guest conducts themselves is Kent Hovind. I'm curious, if they mean, oh, I know what he's talking about. He said that Kent Hovind did a thing about Forrest, and I've seen the video that Forrest did back. It's really good. It's kind of long. I know what he was talking about now. It's like extremely extremely bad faith. Convicted domestic abuser Kent Hovind. I'd forgotten. I get them a little bit confused, so I don't want to speak too slanderously about people. Slanderously? This feels analogous to the Christians in these lives. Oh, yeah, I said that already. Just did a video, so it should be like recent. Sort by date. Hovind Wax Force Valkai. Walking Atheist. Maybe. Well, that was a month ago, so that came. Did he take it down? I just watched it. Got a Forest channel. It's really recent. Oh, I'm just getting apologists mixed up. It wasn't Kent Hovind. Unless he did take it down. But I thought I remembered him responding to his whack and atheist thing, but I see Ray Comfort, the gender essay thing, Eric Hovind. Thanks for coming in. Every seed is good to eat. The Bible. Every tree with seed in its fruit shall have food. Like, yeah, for anyone, the guest asked me what I thought that was saying. And then I gave an answer and they got mad and said that I was like, I don't know, not answering or something. I think he just admitted he had evidence to refuse it without looking at. No, that's not what I said. I didn't say that, and that's not what happened. Like, you seem to be, I think, a Trump fan, which is crazy to have the word facts in your name, but it's typical for delusional people to have, like, a lot of issues with reality. Hey, Slice78, happy Tuesday. Yeah, so all he did was come up and do a, like an argument from personal incredulity, and then say that if I can't answer his questions, then his position is correct. That's not true. The best he can do is show me that evolution may not be the best explanation. It does not mean the words in this book are. That's a crazy, like, assumption to jump to. I don't hold too tightly to evolution. If it gets disproven, it would be really shocking. It would be weird. It would definitely make me question a lot of things if it were like changed in such a way that was just like, wow, this is like completely different than what we expected. But most of the time, what we find is we find better evidence for it. It seems to always fall in line, like, you know, and then like we find stuff that people do that is fraudulent, we cut them out. That's how science works. Kent E. Hovind, inmate number 06452-017, Florence. I don't believe you're the best person to call anyone else delusional. Uh-huh. That's wonderful. Thank you for your opinion. It's crazy because, like, I'm here in reality talking to you. Where's God? Isn't that weird? Like, they want to get this, like, do this bigoted thing where they say, like, well, you can't say that I'm whatever because of the things that I believe are true. Two genders, and that's fact. Okay. Why should I take that as fact from you? Again, you should talk to a biologist or somebody that understands these things. The definition of delusional, probably believing in things that are not true. Characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary as a symptom of serious mental illness. I feel like the Christian God is pretty incontrovertibly false. There's just so many arguments against it, and there's nothing that upholds it. Oh, I didn't realize that I just called myself delusional. Oops, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, Tahir, do whatever you like. You want to believe in science, but go against it. You don't have any idea what I believe and what I don't believe. The only thing that I've done is say that Christianity is not true. That's probably fine to mute. To mute and block them. They weren't, like, gonna come up even to discuss anything. Me decide what true, you bad, wrong, crazy bad. It's funny because, like, well, something I realized, right? Christianity leads to a lot of black and white thinking. It leads to a lot of like dichotomous thinking. I've had to train myself to stop thinking this way so much. A lot of times when I'm trying to make a decision, I'll be like, okay, there's two options. Before I ever even decide what the options are, I've decided there are two. I'm not sure if this is a everyone roasting Cupper on Transition the other night. I didn't see this. Who's Cupper? Maybe I should go watch that. That sounds pretty good. Sometimes those lives are difficult, because it's just yelling and people being mean. Oh God, they said the N word. So, but I think Christianity especially, like, makes you believe either true or false in crazy ways, or things that are like dichotomous in crazy ways, where it's just like you're either for me or against me. Like that's like a really weird way to think about things. And if you think about yourself as being like wanting to emulate Christ, then you end up basically saying to other people that you're for me or against me. Things like, like gender, which is a spectrum and not a binary, or sex, which is a spectrum and not a binary, or political beliefs, which is more of a spectrum than the not quite binary, but they've made it pretty much binary. Most things in life just seem like spectrums of belief, and you should probably weigh evidence as far as what you believe on that spectrum or where you land on the spectrum. You should like look at why you think the thing, what is the evidence for it, and like some things are just going to be like things that are actually like personal truths. Audio's cutting out occasionally, Sam, on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I have not figured this out. Something is wrong with my whole setup, and it's not consistent. The audio is not being consistent, and I don't know why. So tonight, I guess, to this. Once in chat if you had black and white thinking. And so there's a lot of things that are going to be like, you know, oh, well, like, you know, they're only men and women, and you have this form or whatever, you have this thing, and so when? I don't know now. Oh, yeah. So then, have you ever had black and white thinking where you do that consistently? I wonder if there's a study about it. Religion, black and white thinking. Patterns sometimes result of high control environments, trauma. It can hinder spiritual growth. Well, okay. It's so weird when, like, you know, the AI just kind of grabs stuff, so. Why is black and white thinking so common? Just a bunch of opinions. I'm not really sure. I think it probably exists more often in religion. I can see the similarity between saints and gods, even as a kid. Never made sense to me, probably because of ADHD. Well, adults told me that the feelings that I felt during worship were God. And I believe them. I blame it on that. I don't know that I would have, like, if they had not been like, that feeling you have is actually God, I would be like, oh, wow. We don't really have any guests. We haven't had any in a while, and viewers have really dropped off too. So I think I'm going to go get lunch. And if nobody else does anything tonight, I might stream again. See if we can get some more debates. Yeah, I never got it pushed onto me, so I can't say if I'd have been different. Technically, it's just like a whole culmination, a whole bunch of things for me. Like, my family didn't push it on me. All I did was confirmation camp. My family didn't push it on me too much. Like, I went to a like a Christian preschool, and they would send me with my neighbors to Awanas to do like that. I hated that. It was like hanging out with all these kids and like playing these stupid games that sucked. One time we made a rubber band car or something. That was okay. And then there was when I remember I got a ride home once from one of the parents that lived nearby, and they asked her how do we know that God's real? And she was like, just go home. She got really scared. I was just like, go home. Like, okay. And then in the 8th grade, I joined a cult because of a girl that invited me to youth group. Hey, Gay Demon. But I think I'm gonna get off and go eat some food. I appreciate everyone coming by, and I think Tucson, I think it was earlier, they're gone, but I appreciate again for the 666. It's very kind, and it's been really cool having your support. Thank y'all.